we now have the second one. Hey everyone, it's the Normal Playing Guide. Again, big news, 10th anniversary, literally tomorrow, and I'm back to try and decide which unit to summon on. We're going to go through one of the new units, plus the main big units, right? We'll do with this, the banner unit first. We'll gloss over him, and then we'll jump into the good stuff. But yeah, okay, so we have Hercule, another Hercule. Straight away, I like this. Any hardcore fan who's played Budokai Tenkaichi 3, the one where you could have custom summons or Patara summons, right? Literally, this is the animation. It's really, really funny. Okay, so there's a new category here: Earth protecting heroes, and then saviors 130%. Okay, 250% to stats. Okay, what are we looking at? Right, well, it's to be expected from banner units. This is terrible. The attack is terrible. The HP is terrible. One dupe is going to give us... it's still not great, really. But, hey, we'll see. It's a Hercule, right? Alright, 250%. Earth protecting hero allies, 2 key, 50% stat. I like this. That is good, because I presume there'll be another lead. Isn't it? It's very similar to it's like not necessarily Earthlings or Saviors. It's kind of like incorporating all of them, like a big blanket over the lot of them. For every attack received or evaded, 30% of stats, and that goes up to 150%. Okay. When there is another Earth protecting heroes in the same turn, 45% to dodge. Okay. Before receiving an attack, 90% damage reduction. Okay, it's only once. It's only the first attack. But wow, you stick him in slot 1 and you get hit with a big time super attack from those cheapskate bosses. It's just, like Battlefield and Stage 3 where you just get wrecked from the beginning and you have no chance of survival. Like, literally, he would just tank that. When you receive attack, you get an additional 40%. Okay, so, right, in an ally in the same turn, you get 40. So basically, you take that big hit, and you're gonna tank it, 90% damage reduction. But then you've got 95% to dodge. 95% to dodge. When you do dodge, all superclass allies 2 key for 2 turns. Okay, well, what do we have here? Super attack effect appears to greatly stack attack, greatly raise defense for the turn, 50% chance to stun. Okay. We have an active skill. Activated when the character receives 5 or more attacks in battle, or you evade 5 or more attacks. Okay. Attack by 500%, and within the turn, all attacks become crits. Are you literally going to transform into this? This is brilliant. This is brilliant. Just a shout out as well, since the new update that they did for the new graphics, we've lost Hercule. So if you want to, I don't know why it's F, but he's dead. So if you want to put a D in the chat for dead, like give me all those Ds, then that's great, because I personally would miss him. Great. So he potentially. I mean, this is actually weird. I want to gloss over him, but I can't ignore the fact he tanks the first attack and then he comes away with 90% to dodge, which in a world where these bosses are one-hitter quitters, this is actually rather good. This is strange. And he does stack attack, not that it's going to do much with your stats. You do get defense and you do get stun where applicable. And honestly, I want to summon on this purely because of this. Right? This is insane. Okay, let's D in the chats. Give me those Ds. This is the unit. Another STR. TOP 220%. like the part 1 with the GT units when they are Great 8 power, essentially Super Saiyan 4s. The fact that this is 220%, the additional 40% is stats, it means that things are going to get real and things are going to get hard, there's no doubt. Last time they did this on the 7th anniversary and they brought out those 30% extras, right, for 200%. Red Zone came out and you kind of needed the new units, right? Very meta, and no doubt that these are going to be the way forward, period. If you don't have these units, the content is just not going to be for you. And for a lot of new players, you summon on these and you ain't going to be able to jump into the events because you ain't nowhere near going to have the teams done, the EZAs done, or any of the decent rosters. So I worry that they brought out too many difficult events tied behind these units. I guess that's kind of the thing, right? New shiny units come out, very powerful, you kind of need them. So be it. But regardless, on other normal means, hey, I just played this game normally. What do you do? Well, this one doesn't have a transformation, unlike the Super Saiyan 3 to Great Ape to 4, and was an exceptional powerhouse. We're going to see how well this guy doesn't have a transformation. We'll see how he does. He's a standalone blue Goku and blue Vegeta UI Goku. So basically, we come out with 200% to stats, no key. Interesting. 200% to stats, and we are a Rainbow Orb Changer, right? Okay, that's great. For your first 6 turns, 60% attack, 30% damage reduction. I like that. The attack, it seems odd, but it's an LR, and the stats coming in are, really good. So that's actually a lot of attack. And so he's going to hit ridiculously hard. If you have one dupe, 19,000 attack. So again, sick, pretty much. So this is a big buff. But yeah, 30% damage reduction and a lot of attack for 6 turns. On attack, which would include super attack effect, so you get 200% attack. With every attack performed, however, you do build up ki, and you also build up defense to 200%. Okay, great. So you start off with attack, but you slowly build up defense. And you get damage up 7% up within the same turn. But is that damage reduction 7% within the turn? Oh, so you get an additional 7%. Super attack effect. You appear to have a 30% buff, and your 18 ki 50% buff. There is a unit super attack. Okay, so when ki is 18 or more with a Goku, any Goku, probably going to be UI Goku, right? Because it's TOP. For every 2 ki spheres obtained, and this starts from 0 all the way up to 24, an additional attack, 30% chance to become a super attack. You can do that 5 times because that leads up to 24. After you've done 6 super attacks specifically, damage reduction goes up by 30%. 7 or more super attacks in the entirety of the battle, guaranteed crits. Okay, I think this actually is it. Okay, I get the idea, right? You're going essentially you're going to have 5 normal attacks outside of your super attack. Theoretically, if all those proc, you'll have 6 super attacks bang on, right? That 6 super attacks will give you 30% for the turn, each one. You will end up with 6 ki, or pretty much max defense, and you'll have 7% extra damage reduction, for which you'll have a further damage reduction of 30%. So potentially for that potentially turn 1, and I mean turn 1, you could fully build up. But it's a little, it depends if that 30% procs, because turn 1 you could have 67% damage reduction with 200% to stats, and then extra 6 ki on top, And then if you 200% to stats, defense will go up incrementally by 40% of the value. Potentially you're going to be doing like 20 plus, 30 plus million with a lot of defense and damage reduction, but it all depends on whether or not that procs, because 30% is not a mega amount. If you got 5 chances to do that, mathematically 2 of them are probably going to turn out your way. It's only 2 super attacks. So if you say it's 2 super attacks a turn, then it's going to take you, all 6 turns just to actually get this. So you'll lose that 30%, but then you won't. You'll maintain that 30%. His real power, his defensive viability is going to come from getting this before this one expires. If you can get 6 super attacks before the 6th turn, you're going to look good, right? The 6th turn does also include alternate rotations, so you're only realistically going to get 3 turns to do this, which means yes, you do need at least 2 super attacks a battle, well, per rotation. The guaranteed crits are nice, so for longer haul events you're going to have guaranteed crits. It's not bad, because again, the attack you're going to get is nice. I find it unfair that on attack you get the full 200%, but defense it builds up by 40% increments. Potential, I mean, okay, is it? Well, I suppose it is. It's a bit more than that, because you get 30% on your super attack effect, which is multiplied by 40% of that new value because of every attack performed. So it's not as bad, but why can't 200% just be on defense as well? Why can't you just build up key, build up additional stats, or just build up damage reduction again per attack performed? Because that would help, right? So every attack performed in the turn, you're going to get 7% damage reduction. It's not bad, is it? I mean, because, 7% damage reduction within the turn with every attack, and for every 2 key spheres up to 5. So, that's 35% damage reduction. If you can get all 6 off, you're going to be immortal, period. Right? This is very, very powerful, but it's neutered because of this. Well, I say that, again, it depends, because you're doing 5 normal attacks, so that's 35% damage reduction. That is fully built up with this, and then you're also going to get your fully built up, but this is good. I think personally he's better than the GT unit. I think he is. That would be my suggestion. That'd be my going for. If I had to choose between the two, it'd be them. I imagine on their banner it's going to be the other 7th anniversary unit, where we had the blue boys, the tech blue boys, and they have an active skill that turns to blue Gogeta. It's probably also going to have evolution blue Vegeta, the int, the AGL UI Goku. It might probably actually have tech UI Goku on there, because it will probably have Ribrianne, maybe Jiren. I don't personally think Tech Jiren. I don't think AGL Jiren will be on this, but you'll definitely see a lot of the others on there for sure, right? All that realm. The team, however, it's worth looking at, because we all know what Giant 8 power is, right? It's a very limited team, but we all know the roster. But this is good. This is pretty bonkers. There's a lot of very powerful units on here. Like these 4 LRs with their Easy A's are really powerful. Bear in mind, this guy is one of the other leads as well. If you have the very top heavy LR team, not at all free to play, friendly team, if you have that roster, ouch, 220% to those fools is like, damn, is going to be pretty nasty. But yeah, I like him. He's built up a bit awkwardly, like they've restricted him a bit, but it's not. It's weird. Does that make sense? Like, this is full on, but this builds up. But like the damage reduction you get, the chance of potentially doing like 20 million stats because you could potentially do 6 super attacks is pretty mental. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching. I've been a normal playing guy, and hey, I look forward to part 3. Part 3 is going to be a good one. Anyway, thank you, and bye bye.